And I think we're live. Hello. Here we
Hey.
go. Hey,
Hello.
it's working. I'm on screen. Lovely. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
How are we doing?
Go. Good.
Good. Hello. You're through to the D&D show. Hopefully, we've Lucaroo 22's in the stream. He said hi, Luke. So we've got one viewer.
Yes.
Hey, hello, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to episode 2 of the D&D show, a show by beginners for beginners, where we are playing D&D 5th edition. We're going to be playing through Lost Mines of Phandelver. That's the beginner's starter box campaign with a couple of new characters, new players. I still consider myself a relatively new GM, and we're definitely new to all of this streaming and Roll20 malarkey. It's strange. So my name's Luke. I am your host, your GM, DM, whatever you want to call me. And tonight I'm joined by Lisa.
Hi.
And then we've also got James.
Hello there. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. And Gavin, say hi.
Hi, good evening.
Short and sweet. How is everybody today?
Yeah,
all good.
let's all talk at once.
Hey, talk away. Talk away.
Really?
Seems all right. All had a good week?
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Boring.
Not bad.
Not bad, boring. Isolation not getting to you too much?
Yeah.
No. You guys been
It's
up to
all
it?
right.
It's all right. So who's still working at the moment?
I went back to work on Monday. I say went back to work. I started logging in again on Monday.
Yeah.
Teaching from home, which is interesting.
You teach college students?
College age students, yep.
Right.
And I'm teaching music, which is, really doesn't work online. Let's put it that way.
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
I've not found a very good way to do it yet, but we're
No.
figuring stuff out. It's mostly just them giving me like music recommendations and then just chatting and catching up and making sure they're all right, really.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's nice to see their faces.
I'm surprised.
Put a bit of structure back into the day.
Yeah, I bet. I'm still working from home. I do call centre stuff, so it's just hide away in my bedroom on a laptop and take phone calls. For insurance, it's boring, but I don't see how you can teach from home. But eagle.
I do love a PowerPoint though, so it's all right.
Well, Gavin, are you still going up to the city? Or are you still working?
No. I'm off for this week and next week, and then I'll be back in for 4 days, and then I'll be, if they don't open the building again, off again until they do.
Nice.
So,
that's all right.
Yeah.
What about you, James? How's the flooring business treating you?
Oh, utterly crap, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's there's nothing about at the moment. All the building sites are shut.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm just crossing fingers. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, I keep on being told there'll be something in a couple of weeks, but no one really knows.
No one knows. Yeah, it's the same everywhere, and that's what we're doing. You know, that's what started all this, really. Boredom. You know, we can't get together face to face. We're stuck in the house, and it's just kind of a little pet hobby of us to give us something to do. So I don't really have much small talk stuff to go through, really. So we might as well get to it. I don't know how many people are tuned in today. We've got Sean Flea UK. Is that Sean?
That's Sean.
Hello,
Sean Francis Lee.
Oh,
Full name.
Luke,
Francis.
I do have my.
Oh, sweet! It turned up. That was quick.
It turned up. It was very quick. It was like 2 days, and that was it. So.
Did you get it from Amazon?
Unfortunately, from Amazon, yes.
That's all right.
But Gav, does yours have all these stickers in the side?
Nice.
Mine has some stickers.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. I'm impressed.
That's pretty good going. Like, I'm impressed. Not too confusing reading through there.
No, I mean, I was reading the Leveling Up, and I had to consult a YouTube video, but just to sort of check I was doing it right, and hopefully I have done it right.
Cool. So. And to be fair, it's not all that difficult at the moment. We'll talk about that in a bit, but no, it's great. Anyway, I recommend anyone who's interested in the game to get hold of at least the player's handbook and give it a flick through. It's pretty cheap, and you can pick it up for like. What did you pay for it? About 30 quid?
30 quid, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. It's come down quite a lot. Like a couple of years ago when I got mine, it was a bit more than that. Though, to be fair, it was gifted to me. But...
Also, like the DnD Beyond is the other option. Which is good
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. D&D Bond's a fantastic online tool. It's sponsored by Watsy, who obviously make the game.
Well, I actually got my books through there, and it's got all your books on there, plus all the extra character builders and all them
Yeah,
things. Really
yeah,
good.
and it's a good online build tool. I use a free online character builder personally, which I don't know if it's what the licensing things are. That someone actually mention it by name, but there is plenty of stuff on there. If there's any new guys on Sean, I know you're new and interested, so plenty of stuff online, YouTube videos, podcasts, and that can teach you. I learned most of everything really from listening to various different podcasts and online tools, and you can find the basic free rules as well. It's like a 60-page document on the Dungeons and Dragons website or on D&D Beyond. So there's a lot of really cool resources out there. So it's really easy to get into at the moment. And what else have we got to do really right now other than sit around with our fingers up our asses? So cool. So no, what? Not sitting on
I'm
your
just
fingers.
proving that my fingers are not a mouse.
Well, hopefully that pen wasn't up Gavin's ass.
No, I don't think it was.
You don't think it was? Cool. So last week, a week ago, seems like yesterday. It doesn't. Seems like ages ago. Who remembers what happened? Let's have a run through of where we're at story-wise. And we kind of did a pre-game session. So anybody familiar with the starter set, really great way of getting into it. Again, that's really cheap. You can pick it up on Amazon or your local gaming shop. Like I've seen it in Waterstones. It's like 20, 25 quid. And you get the basic rules. You get some pre-generated characters. You get a little adventure that we're going to play through. Some free dice in there. It's a great little set for any beginners out there. That's what we're playing through. But the adventure actually starts on the road to Phandelver, and then you get the goblin ambush, which we went through last week. But before that, kind of from inspiration that I found through online and stuff, and because I've run this before, I did like a little pre-game session to set the storyline up. So I don't know if anybody, I'm sure you all took loads of notes and remember it, but does anybody want to do a catch up
loads
on?
of notes, Luke, but
Yeah?
whether I can read my notes.
Well,
is
that
different.
seems like a like you're volunteering to give us a catch up on everything that's
Oh
happened
no!
so far.
Oh, I should not say anything. No. Okay. I've got names for you.
Mhm.
Gundren and
Yes.
Hagar.
Hagar was
Yep.
Yep.
He was a shapeshifter.
Yep. Kind
There
of.
were two supposed people.
Two supposed
Yes.
people.
I'm
He
not
almost
convinced.
killed the shapeshifter, but then stopped before we murdered him in cold blood.
Yep.
Yeah, escaped.
Questions. Thanks, James. Because I was like ready to just bit trigger happy. What is it we're supposed to be doing? We're going to help at a mine, right?
Yeah, because Gundren and Zildar buggered off to the mines the night before.
And that's we're going to get their other brother from the same mother. I think he's held up in the mine with the baddie.
Mhm.
Yeah, was it the Black
Yeah.
Spider? Was it or something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're getting there slowly. I can never remember their bloody names.
We're piecing it together.
Yeah.
It's like any other morning, really. Just together.
Exactly. All right. So basically, what we did was we went with your link into the adventure. So Gavin's character, we'll go for some character stuff in a moment as well for everyone to catch everyone up. You are a dwarf, and you're like some kind of distant fourth cousin relative of Gundren Rockseeker, who's a dwarf, and him and his brothers have found an old mine near the town of Phandelver, sort of southeast to Neverwinter City town, whatever it's called, and of late in Neverwinter, times got a bit tough. Jobs are slow. You guys are all struggling to find work. So Gundren approached you and said, "Look, we've got some work for you if you want it. We've found this mine. We've got a wagon load of supplies and stuff that we need escorting down to the town of Phandelver if you're interested in just some mercantile work. And then once you get down there, there's going to be work aplenty. There's loads of mines in the area. You can come work for us, do some security work or whatever." And you went for it. So you had gone to meet with him the night before you all set for like a kind of pre drinks and stuff like that to get going and celebrate and stuff and get to know each other. And they turned up late, and when he did turn up to kind of get discussing, Sildar Hallwinter is a human kind of noble knight of the Lord's Alliance, turned up frantically and demanded that everybody cut themselves to prove that their blood was red, and that nobody was an imposter. At which point another friend of Gundren's, who called Hagar, freaked out, attacked Gundren and belted it and ran off. So you guys ran and chased him down, and when you found him, you beat him up, knocked him unconscious, and discovered that he was a doppelganger. He turned into this kind of bluey grey kind of Play-Doh man. And you took him back to the inn and tried to interrogate him, and he told you that Gundren's brothers were already in danger, and the Black Spider, whoever the Black Spider is going to get you, basically. Gundren freaked out and decided that he couldn't afford to wait till the morning and must go as soon as possible to make sure his brothers are safe. You did object, rightly so, but because of plot reasons, I didn't allow you to stop him and railroaded it a little bit. So they left off the night before. Basically, you had to wait for your wagon, and you couldn't convince him to stay because he was too frantic. He said he's either going on his own, or so Sildar said he'll go with him. So Sildar and Gundren set off in the evening the night before you guys.
We did ask them to take a password with them as well.
That's right. What was the password, Gavin?
That was Wanato.
Wanato.
Yeah.
Not butt stuff.
Not butt stuff.
Not butt stuff. It was Wanato. That's right. So that way, if the next time, just to be sure everyone is who they say they are, you've got a password to kind of that in theory nobody else would know about. So morning comes round, your wagon of your last lot of supplies you have to wait around for in the morning. It gets delivered and you set off. A couple of days south. Nothing too exciting happens. Some pretty countryside. You pass the odd caravan going the other way towards Neverwinter, and eventually, after a couple of days, you start turning east up the Tribor Trail towards Phandelver, where eventually you come upon. Let me just change maps so that people can see at home. So you've gone south from Neverwinter, and then you started travelling east up the Tribor Trail towards Phandelver, where eventually you came upon a scene of some horses that had been some dead horses in the middle of the road, and you couldn't get past. It was blocked. So you kind of went to investigate a little bit and discovered you got attacked by goblins. There's an ambush of goblins. I've just, for the viewers at home, changed maps to that, and I'll bring you players over to that in a moment as well. There we go. Do that quickly. There we go. So you had some goblins. You killed the goblins. You did really well, actually. Really well with that. So it was impressive. I liked it. I was worried because the encounter was set up for 4 characters, or 4 or 5 characters, and there's only 3 of you. And I was a little bit worried, but you did really well. Dispatched them. Nobody got injured too badly, and that's pretty much where we ended last week's session. So off the back of that, because at the moment your party is a little bit underpowered, and you've defeated a doppelganger, which for kind of behind the scenes from a GM's point of view is a higher level threat than you should have really been able to have dealt with. So if you look through sort of the creature stats and stuff like that in the play, I think there might be some. Is there some in the back of the player's handbook, some NPCs and stuff? I can't remember. But there is in the Dungeons Masters book, and there is in the Monsters book. So every monster has one particular stat called CR, and that stands for challenge rating. I had to think about it then. So if, for example, a creature has a challenge rating of 1, then that means that is a sort of medium to hard threat for an average 4 characters of level 1. And a doppelganger is, I'm not entirely sure, but you shouldn't have been able to fight it anyway. It was pretty tough. I did nerf it a little bit. So it's challenge rating
Probably would've
3.
killed it anyway.
So doppelganger is challenge rating 3. And I did nerf its hit points a little bit, but I didn't pull any punches. You guys just did smash it. We also did like a little bit of a puzzly type encounter as well. And then these goblins, which are CR quarter. So 4 equals challenge rating 1. So you've done a lot of stuff which you shouldn't, and you breeze through it. So to kind of get you up to a little bit of a high level for the next part of this adventure, everybody has leveled up. Which you've all done offline.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go through all the boring rolling dice and shit like that for leveling up, because that's no one wants to watch that. But I thought we'd take a couple of moments just to talk about the characters, introduce the characters, because we've got some people at home who maybe don't know who you guys are. So before we get the ball really rolling and carry on with the game, let's do some character introductions. Again, just because it's easier for me, I'll go in the order that you guys appear on my screen. So would you like to introduce your character, Lisa? Millicent, who are you, what are you, and stuff like that.
I am playing as Millicent. She is a half-elf bard, which is an interesting class. So far, she's been quite handy with the crossbow, and has been inspiring the other players, which I think it was helpful. I think last game, someone used the extra d6 at some point.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Bards are a great utility class. So they are kind of like a weaker fighter, but they've got some magical ability, and they channel their magic through either some kind of performing arts. So the traditional is that they've got like a lute or something and they play music, but you can also interpret that as being a wordsmith, poet, or some people like as inspirational speakers and things like that. So they've got some cool abilities and spells which allow you to give certain advantages to your teammates or disadvantages to the bad guys. So it's cool. And so at second level, have you got anything cool and exciting that you've got from that?
Sure. 2 things which I think will help our hit point situation. One of them, Song of Rest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What does that do?
So with this song, you and friendly creatures gain 1d6 additional healing at the end of a short rest. So I can sing a song and everyone gets a free d6 hit dice at a short rest.
Lovely. That's good.
And then Jack of all trades, which is a nice kind of all-round boon to any skill that I'm not proficient in. I get a +1.
So you get a little bit better at everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So just to explain the terminology of a short rest for any new people. So basically, throughout an adventuring day in D&D, your day will get split through encounters. So you have a system called long rest and short rest. So your long rest is your nightly sleep, basically, and generally all of your abilities and your hit points will reset and go back to full after a long rest. And then throughout the day, you get short rests of periods of like an hour of downtime where you just stop and have a drink or a lunch and stuff, where you'll get a chance to heal a little bit, and some classes will get certain abilities back on a short rest instead of a long rest. So this means, normally on a short rest, you'd only get a small part of your hit points back. The Bard's Song of Rest means that you can basically cast a spell or sing a song or something, which gives everybody just a little bit extra health. It's a pretty cool ability.
Sounds good.
Anything else exciting? Any new spells or anything that you got?
I have one new spell. I can now charm people. I chose charm person, should I say?
She's a charmer.
When it works, it's brilliant. But at lower levels, it tends to fail a lot. But it's still cool.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. It was kind of a character choice more than that will be a handy spell.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I think I would have been tempted to look for spells that dealt more damage, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a character choice. We'll see.
Cool. All right, let's just move along then. So next on my screen is James. Tell us about yourself. So, what's your character's name, etc.?
Right, well, his name's Just Escapes. He's a human paladin. He was bored doing money collecting recently in the city, but he's a travelling justice. Obviously, he's gone off on this trip, which he's very much enjoying because it's been very boring in the city. And he's spurred him on also to learn his magic now. So he now has magic, which he's been learning on the way in secret.
And that's something.
Card tricks.
That's something
I
you've
was looking
unlocked at level 2 as a paladin, is the ability to
It
cast
is.
spells.
Yeah, but one of the paladin going to level 2 is really good actually, because you find paladins a bit boring, but actually very quickly gets interesting. So I've got extra. You can pick a fighting style. So I've picked a defensive fighting style, which gives me a +1 to AC, which is very useful. Also, like I say, I've got I've got another extra special thing called Divine Smite, which lets me use it's not a spell, so I don't have to prepare it, but I can expend one of those spell slots and I'll get an extra 2d8 at this level radiant damage
That's
Ooh,
on
pretty
an
cool.
attack.
that's a
You,
bite.
Yeah,
you use a spell slot to use that, I think. So
yeah,
so
I do, yeah. But,
you're limited to 2 spells per day. So if you use that, then that uses one of your spells.
yeah, and like I say, the other things I've mainly prepared are healing spells, actually. I've got a Bless as well, which is kind of a bit of a buff for everyone. But yeah, I've got another heal, so I won't be using them all on my Divine Smite.
That's cool, yeah, because you also get an ability as a paladin called Lay on Hands, which gives you sort of just
Yeah.
some points of healing throughout the day, and you get 5 points every level, so you should be up to 10 now.
Well, yeah, that plus my Cure Wounds, I've got the potential of 20 heal points
Which is
for 2
good.
moves, so it was really good for a second level, I think.
Yeah, with a small group at the moment as well, it's going to come in handy. So the paladin class, again, for any new people out there, is kind of a heavy fighter. So they're kind of like the those are like Knights Templar kind of knights, crusaders, heavy armors, shields, and stuff like that. But they also get divine magic power from their god that they worship. And gods in D&D are very much a real thing, unlike in real life where we just hope that maybe it is. But in D&D, gods
Yeah.
are real. There's loads of them, very much like pagan kind of belief system, and the gods are real. They quite often will come down and chat to you and walk amongst you and stuff, and they give you certain powers. Paladins are cool. They are very powerful. In another group that I ran this through, I had a paladin in that group, and they got to a point where I couldn't even hit him unless I was rolling 20s because his AC was just so freaking high a lot of the time.
Mine's 19 right now, so
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was. He took something which basically there was like a certain ability. I can't remember what it was. They were higher level, but it's probably like level 4, and he was like he did this thing. It buffed his AC up to 23, and I was like, fuck, like I couldn't even hit him. It was a nightmare. But good for him, good for the group. Cool. Anything else exciting at
I'll
level 2?
remember that. Like I say, I've got heals now, which is all good. Yeah, that's about it now. Like I say, I've got my heals and stuff for my spells.
Cool.
That's it.
All right then.
Need I say more?
And Gavin, down to you then, pal. So tell us a little bit about your character. Who are you? Race, class, and stuff like that.
Yeah, my character is Burr Boltthrower. He is a rogue dwarf and a mercenary veteran. Bit of a fighter from last time. Sort of likes to shout a lot and scream stuff at people, throw bricks at people, and interrogate chairs, bricks, anything that's in the way. Improvised weaponry.
Yeah, he's a master at improvised weaponry.
Yeah, cool. So rogues are your
Yeah.
traditional kind of sneaky thief, assassin type
Sneaky
people,
thief, yeah.
generally speaking. But they're quite good. They're good in combat. They're squishy, low, like easy to hit. But if you can just get to sneak around the back of somebody, you can do a lot of damage. That's cool.
Yep.
And level 2, what kind of cool abilities did you get at level 2?
All I got a cunning action.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
Yes.
that's really
So
good.
it says you can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take dash, disengage, or hide action, which is quite handy.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so if you remember last session when you were fighting the goblins in the ambush, they basically get that ability as well. So there's
disappearing into the bushes.
Yeah, so there's only like certain things you can do in a combat, and if you choose to attack someone, then you can't disengage, you can't run away, you're kind of stuck there. But that allows you to then run into somebody, stab them in the back, and then run away, and they don't then get to attack you back, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a good ability. Try and remember to use
You
it.
could like run around
Mhm.
Yeah.
like a few different people. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's get playing. Let's just take everybody now, like 3 viewers, back to the map. Then, so here we are after the aftermath, and you're all still kind of dotted around up here where you just finished taking care of these ones up top. So to reset the scene, basically, then you've come down here. You've seen that these horses are peppered with black arrows, and then when you've inspected it, you can tell without a doubt these horses belong to Gundren, and who you would presume the other one would be Sildur. And you can also see on the floor nearby there is an empty map case, a cylindrical kind of leather case that would hold a rolled up map in there, and it is empty. What do you do?
Can I just check the horses over again, especially like for any dots of blue blood, anything like that? I still think that geezer was
Absolutely.
Morphe.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go and investigate. Then don't worry about moving your pieces and stuff for things like this because it's pretty basic.
Okay.
You can just roll me an investigation on that. And whoa, who's been rolling 1,000 d20s? Who was that?
That was me.
10,356. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So you can use the. There you go. That'll do 17. Yeah. So pretty straightforward.
Yep.
You go over there. You investigate a lot. You don't notice any blue bloods at all. There is quite a bit of red blood of the horses
Yeah.
and things like that. With that, what you do notice quite clearly are footprints, lots and lots of footprints, sort of around the horses and sort of on the other side of the horses, around the back of them, which will lead off up into the bushes to the north there, and also quite clearly, you can tell. Roll me a survival just to see whether or not you can tell what differentiate between the tracks.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Sweet.
Nice.
Easy. Yeah, absolutely. Goblin tracks. They're small. There's lots of them, probably about a dozen different sets of footprints, and you can see where they have clearly dragged two human, sort of medium-sized people that have been dragged off north up to the bushes.
Okay, well, people, one thing I can tell you is that they were certainly not conscious when they were taken. I can see there's tracks up to the north here. We go, but I suggest we take a rest before we do go. Maybe clean up these bodies, loot them out a bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Whoa, jinx.
Cool.
So, is there anything to loot off of these goblins?
Yeah. So you can search the goblins. I mean, they all carrying scimitars. They're practical, like short sword type things. And short bows. You could find some quivers of arrows if you want to top up. If you use arrows, you can feel free to top your arrows up. They would have all had about 10 arrows on each of them, though they would have fired some off at you before. So you can easily find yourselves near enough 40 arrows if you want to take them. The swords and stuff like that you can chuck into the cart if you want to keep hold of them and try and flog them later. They won't be worth a huge amount, but who knows. And
We'll chuck them in the cart.
yeah, and between the goblins, spare change, not a lot, like coppers, basically. So what I'll do here is get some random dice for you. So you'll find yourself between 4, 6, 7 coppers and 2 silver amongst them. So not a lot. It's pocket change. The horses, otherwise, the horses have been stripped. Other than their saddles on them, there's no bags, nothing on them at all.
The problem we have got as well is if we do go off to find these bodies, which kind of have to really, what we can do with a cart.
That's a great question.
Like hide it in a ditch or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're still about maybe a day off from Phandelver. You don't know how far the trail will take you north, but you can tie it off in the bushes somewhere. You've got supply of feed and stuff like that, so you can just kind of tie them off near a tree, and they'll graze. And unless somebody comes and steals them, they'll be all right for a day or two, a couple of days.
Okay. All right. 2 seconds. I'll just be gone. I'll be back in a second.
That's fine. James needs a poo, so we'll be back in a second. Just a quick.
I was going to read up to see if there's anything I could do magical to hide the cart, but I don't have any power.
There's not. No. I mean, it's really whatever you think. I mean, you can. I say, roll me an insight. I like to, as a GM, it's not something that's I've ever seen written in a book, but I like to, when players are kind of struggling with what to do, I always think you're not your character, so you're not going to necessarily know what's a good idea and what's not sometimes. So roll an insight, and I'll use that as kind of some kind of inner voice into whether you think something's a good idea or not.
So 9 total.
9. Well, like I just said a moment ago, you're nearly a day away from Phandelver still. So you could ride on to Phandelver, deliver it, and then come back. But then that's a 2-day round trip. And by then, who knows what's going to happen to Gundren and Sildar.
Did I see how old those tracks were?
The tracks, I'll come back to that, James. Sorry. That's all right. As I said before, if you were to tie the cart off, I mean, you don't know how far these tracks are going to take you, but you can investigate, providing no one, like I said, comes along and steals it. They should be all right for a couple of days. The road doesn't get travelled on a lot, to be honest. Like, from what you know from living around in Neverwinter, is that kind of caravans would go between Phandelver and Neverwinter maybe once every couple of weeks, so it doesn't get travelled on a lot. So no one's probably going to come up here for days or weeks in theory. So again, you can do with that as you wish, but no, you wouldn't be able to hide it. It's a massive cart. There's not much you can do. How old are the tracks? Give me another survival check. Anyone can do that.
Who's got a good survival? Mine isn't great.
I've got +2.
Survival.
Well, if you're all, who's got the highest? What I'll allow you to do, rather than everybody rolling, because you're all looking, if whoever's got the highest stat wants to roll with advantage, I'll allow it.
Cool. Well, I've got +1, so
that would be.
I've only got +1 as well. So
Millicent.
I think it's.
That'll be me.
Nice. No, that's 17. The total. So 17 + 2 is 19. Yeah.
I did that.
It doesn't take a genius to work out. They left about 12 hours before you did, but they were also riding faster than you as well. So they've been there for pushing a day, but probably not quite. It wouldn't take as I said, they were only left 12 hours before you, but you're moving a little bit slower than them. So again, maybe 12-16 hours old.
Well, we don't want to go in too fast, because if they're off the road, then that's not a good sign. They've probably got scouts ahead and everything.
Yeah. Does this seem like... this is a really weird question. I don't know if I'll be able to answer it with a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Does this seem like typical behaviour for goblins? Is this like...
Yeah, I was thinking, are they just there as an opportune, or are they part of the plot?
Well, they've taken the guys with them, or if they're alive or not, they've taken them. So that says something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You would know, and it was mentioned in conversations last week that there are bandits and goblin tribes in the area, and it's again not unheard of. Which is, again, you were worried to let them go on their own for this very reason. People normally, that's why. So you only normally get sort of that every fortnightly to a month caravan, and it would be well guarded to deter this kind of stuff from happening. So 2 people on their own, one who looks like a knight and another one that looks like a well-to-do sort of noble businessman. It's
Opportunistic goblins.
perhaps, you don't know.
I don't think it is, because if someone was going to clean up the mess, they would have cleaned the horses as well. But they didn't, did they? They've just taken the 2 geezers. So whether they're dead, that seems really like they knew who they were looking for. He would have just left them there otherwise.
Fair argument.
So what are you doing, guys?
Well, I'm up for going after them.
Yeah, I think we need to go look.
Yeah.
Shot after the trail.
Cool. All right. Yeah, do that.
Are we resting before we do that?
Yeah, so
Yes,
you can
rest.
consider yourselves rest. You guys have leveled up, and normally I wouldn't allow a level up to just happen in the middle of like stuff going on. It doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, I would say that you can take a rest as you've kind of been exploring this. Some people have been sat down. You've had a drink, you've been thinking about it. So you certainly, as you've been looking around, you search the track, see where they go, you move the cart off of the road, tie it up and stuff like that. You can consider that a rest. So feel free to I don't know how much damage you guys took, but feel free to
Well, first of all, I will sing a song as we're tidying up.
Do you get to use that every short rest, or is it once per day?
Once a day, probably, but I'll just check.
I don't know. I feel like it's every short rest.
Just says at the end of a short rest, it doesn't say anything more.
Yeah. So how the mechanic works? Have you updated? Because I know that Lisa and James, you've updated yours, but Gavin, you're still a bit new. So on your character sheet, have you updated your hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you do it? I forgot to ask.
I followed the book.
Yeah. So did you
said
roll the dice?
It said you could use the 5 or roll the dice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I rolled the dice and got a 5 anyway. So.
That's cool. Did you add on your Constitution modifier if you've got one?
And then add on your Constitution modifier.
Yeah, that's cool. So as long as everyone's done that, that's fine then. Yeah, so basically so your hit point maximum has gone up, all right, to the new higher limit, but you're still going to be on whatever hit points you were on before. So feel free to take a rest. You can roll, now your second level, you'll have 2 hit dice that you can use. So you can roll both if you want, or you can roll 1 and see where you're at. I would suggest...
Sorry, mate, you broke up then.
So basically, in a short rest, you will now have, whatever your class is, it will have your hit dice, D8, D10 or something on your sheet. And throughout a day, you will now have 2 that you can expend. So if you can roll 1 plus, and you get that back as hit points, or you can roll both and get it back as hit points. And it's whether you want to save one for later or not. Bearing in mind, of course, that Millicent has got that Song of Rest. So I would suggest roll 1, and then also add on the Song of Rest. See where you're at, and if you're still really low and want to use the other one, then feel free to do so.
Okay. So D8.
And presumably, James, your lay on hands is per long rest, not So only recharge on a long rest.
So 6 plus 8.
Let me just check.
14.
Yes, long rest.
8.
Okay.
Nice.
So just give yourself where you want to be, and then we'll crack on.
So because my hit points.
Sorry, 2 people talking. What's that? Go on, Gavin.
So yeah, my hit points were 6 last time, so that's what I was left with. So I've rolled an 8, so I've got 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 8. So you get an 8. You can add on your Constitution modifier onto that as well.
So I get 16 then. Nice.
And then Millicent is doing the Song of Rest. So is that a D6?
It is.
You rolled a 6, so you can add another 6 onto that as well.
That was my roll. Does everyone get the same roll?
I think everyone gets the same. Yeah.
Okay. Good roll then.
Okay.
And that's up to your maximum hit points, yeah? That's 18.
Yeah, so if you're up to maximum, you can save that last dice for later if you need it.
Yep.
And
Sweet.
James, did you have a question, or was that answered?
I'm just trying to look for where my hit die.
So you've got the D&D Beyond character sheet, so it's laid out slightly different, but it's normally
Yeah.
where your actual hit points are but just next to that, it will tell you your hit dice. I've got your sheet. Let me see if I can find it on my phone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's underneath your max HP. So it's a D10. So you've got 2 D10. So roll 1, see where you're at.
2D. Well, I've rolled a 6 and I'm at full health now. So
Oh yeah, so save the other one for later.
Just popping out.
okay. Well, that means I've got 2 left, doesn't it? Because I've only used Millicent one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think that works. That's fine.
Cool.
What does it say in the Song of Rest description, Lisa? Does it say that?
It just says it has to happen at the end of a short rest.
Okay.
Well, I just didn't
So
use it.
characters should decide if they're going to roll their dice before I do that. But
I don't know whether with a short rest if you have to. Does it say in a short rest that you have to? I don't think you necessarily have to
No.
roll the dice. So I don't see why there's anything. I can't bother to look it up, to be honest. So
I don't think so.
hold on. Yeah, I've got the book up on my laptop. Let me just short rest. Well, that's a really rubbish bloody search function. A short rest. A short rest is a period of downtime, at least 1 hour long, during which a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, or tending to foods. A character can spend 1 or more hit dice at the end of a short rest, up to the character's maximum number of hit dice, which is equal to the character's level. For each hit dice spent in this way, blah, 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 blah. So I would say that there's nothing that says that in a short rest you have to roll the die. So if you've taken that hour of rest and you've done that spell, then you would get that, I would say.
Yeah,
Sweet.
straight.
Happy. Are we all good?
Yeah. Where can I mark on my sheet where I've used that dice already? The one.
So just right underneath, you've got a box. Yeah, so you've got a box that says hit dice, and it'll say 2d10. So then just use like a tally chart and just put on there 1.
Yeah.
And then just for next time. Are we good to carry on?
Yes, and we can just use them throughout the day then.
In a short rest, yeah. And they will recharge after a long rest. So you've
I
got.
have one more tedious question.
Go for it.
Can I collect up my crossbow bolts?
Did you tally off how many you used?
I did. On my
You did?
sheet.
Bloody hell! I always forget. I think the rules is you get half of them back.
Yeah, I used one.
So for you, if you were using a crossbow, if you were
I'm
using
not
a bow.
sure I want the. Yeah. I'm not sure I want the arrow back that I fired last week.
Well, like I said earlier on, the goblins all had arrows, so you've got plenty of arrows. There's like 30 or 40 arrows that you can have if you want to just take them, Gav, stick them in your quiver. As for the crossbow bolts, you by the rule mechanic, you get to have half of them back.
No worries.
The others are assumed to either be in too poor a state or have just shot off and you can't find them.
I did pin one of the goblins against a tree, so that one I'm going to assume is difficult to get out.
It's probably, yeah, you'll pull it out and it'll break or something, but you find another one somewhere, in a leg or something. Cool.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. So you following the trail then, you've pitched up the thingy and stuff. So the trail leads about, you keep going and going. It takes you a while, about half an hour, and you're still just trudging along. A little bit longer, and you're still just trudging along. After about an hour, you predict that you've done about 5 miles. You've gone north through the thickets, and this is like the real outskirts of the Neverwinter Wood. So it's like light forest going up there. Eventually, let me just change the map and hope that I'm not going to reveal everything for you.
We shut our eyes.
No, that's fine. Wait for it to buffer. Because it's going to be all blurry for everybody. All right. I'll do it. There we go. Cool. Okay. Let's bring you players over. Eventually, it comes to a clearing, and you can see a hill, and a cave opening. Okay. There's again, you can see all that now, guys. So you've got that river stream. It's not a river; it's a stream. It's only like a foot deep. That comes out and it flows off down south. You would have been hearing that as you were walking, and that's flowing out of that little cave opening there, that little entrance. There's a thicket all across the other side of the river, from where you're standing at the bottom. I don't know if I've got character. I don't have player icons. Let me just go back to the last map and grab your icons. Copy, and then there you go. It should be on there now, guys. Okay. Turn the page in me book and see if there's anything to read. So, following the goblin's trail, you come across a large cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets, and a narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right-hand side of the stream, which you can see. You can see on the other side there. Okay. What would you like to do?
Can we do any checks for scouts or anything like that? What do we need to do?
Yes, you can. So you can. What particularly do you want to go up and look?
Well, I want to check the thickets out first, or see if there's any. Oh, I don't know, everything. I want to check everything. I don't know. Let's just have a quick scan for the tracks. Should we start with a quick scan for the tracks?
How are you going to be going about that? Are you all going to be trudging around, or are you just one of you going to try and be stealthy?
It might be worth. You're a stealthy man.
I'm a roguey stealthy man. Yeah. So, what do I need to do? A skill check here.
Yeah, so roll a d20 and then add on your stealth modifier.
And on my stealth +3. See, I'm going to do it on here. D20. 13 plus 3, 16.
Nice. Okay. So you're being quite stealthy. That's great. So if you want to just gently move your piece around to where you're kind of looking, and don't zoom off too far, but just so I can tell you what you see as you move around.
Yeah. Okay.
See how far north you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're there, you can see. So you can see that has like a ever so slight opening there, and you're probably from there as well. It's very dark in this cave.
Okay.
But you can also see that as well from where you are, that it opens up. Looks like it may go around the corner a little bit, up in there as well. Do you want to roll perception or anything to see what you see, or move yourself forward a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I've still got a move action, haven't I? So I might as well. I'm going to head here.
So you've moved to there. Okay, yep. So let me just go back to that. So again, there you can see it does seem to kind of, you'll see there, that it goes around that bend a little bit, as you can see, and it's too dark in there to see much more from where you are. Really.
Yeah, not much happening there then.
Do we know where the tracks that we were following end?
Yeah, absolutely. So they go up here, and then you can see. Did you roll a perception?
No, okay.
If yeah, I mean, are you going to go up with Burr sneakily and have a look, or is Burr looking?
Burr's looking. I think I want to stay back because
So,
range.
Burr, do you want to roll perception and see what you see over there?
Yeah. D20. 11 plus 3.
11 plus
So,
3, lovely.
14.
So 14. So what you can, you've been following the tracks, and you rolled pretty well earlier on. So I haven't felt it necessary for you to keep rolling. So yeah, the tracks come up to pretty much where Burr is currently standing, and then you can see on the other side of the river there, it's very muddy where they've walked through, and then they've gone sort of up into the cave from there.
Okay. So, yeah. Follow up, guys.
I want to just suggest to the other guys, suggestion. I could chuck some light down that cave entrance, but that might alert anything that's down there that we're coming. So I'll suggest it first, but it might not be worth it. It's a magical dancing light that will just let us see the cave entrance if you want it, but
Don't know. What do you reckon, James?
Well, we could do. We'd all need to get up close then, because I'm melee. You know what I mean? So are you. There's that, or like maybe we could move to where Burr is, and then Burr could have to nip his head in the cave.
Okay.
Shout back if there's any problem. That's it. I mean, either of those, I don't care. I mean,
Yeah,
I do
I'm
care.
happy.
I don't want to die, but
Yeah, I'm happy to follow up. If you've already said to us, follow up, I'll start making my way up to you anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, then.
We're going to send you in there.
Fair enough.
Okay. How did you guys want to roll a stealth as well while you're moving on up?
Yeah, I suppose if you're going to make us.
I'll tell you what, this Jack of all trades lark is great.
Nice.
That's
Escapes. That's a really good one, but you'll be rolling with disadvantage because you're wearing heavy armor. No, you are.
That 6 is a 10.
Yeah.
Total.
10.
I thought that's what the minus was for.
No, it's just because you're crap at it. Nice. So both the same. Excellent. So you've got an 18. Yeah. You've got a 10. And Burr, your original one was 13 plus stuff, wasn't it?
Plus 3.
13 plus 3, yeah.
Yeah, so 16. Nice. Okay. Right. Getting the book out. Let me find some creature stats really quickly. Flame skull. It's not that one.
Bloody hell.
No, not yet. Cool. So far, so good. Yeah. So you've moved all up there, and you basically would have then just explained to you what it is that he's just seen as well. What are you doing?
Can we see? We don't see any movement. We don't see any.
Not at the moment. Do you want to roll perception?
Yeah.
See if.
I'm looking for. I don't want to get jumped. Is the point.
Nice. You a couple of things.
Plus 3 as well, but yeah.
Nice. So a couple of things are going to happen. Okay. First of all, you hear what sounds like animal noises coming from inside that little room up there. You hear kind of like eating sounds, growling sounds, things like that, gnawing on bones. Second thing you notice is when you move, I'm going to take you up a little bit to stand sort of more where Gavin is. I'm going to put you there, but okay. You do realise, and you hear, and you can see what appear to be some goblins hiding. They're not hiding they're just sat in there having a little natter. They're kind of talking to each other. You presume they're probably on watch out, but not. They're overconfident, not doing a particularly great job at it.
Okay.
Get in those bushes and stab them up.
I'm definitely going to point them out to Burr and
Yep.
to Scapes.
Or you can try and sneak in past them, or you can get a jump on them.
I'm not particularly sneaky, but I'm going to tap Burr on the shoulder and say, "Off you go," and I'm going to trail with my crossbow.
Go for it. Okay. Everybody roll initiative.
1.
21. That's the dice rolling equivalent of Burr turning around to me and saying, "You fucking do it."
Exactly.
That's fair.
Okay, you should all have a turn now on the screen. If you'd like to find your name, add in your own initiative to them.
Yeah.
Put a number in and put a type number in and hit enter, otherwise it won't save.
Well, yeah, I'm 0 because I can't do a -1 to 0.
Okay, so you've all in?
Oh no, sorry, all in. Sorry, 6 altogether.
Yeah, so just type that in. Wait, we'll get there. Just ending. Okay, so you have a surprise round on them. Okay, so you get to do an entire turn without them noticing where you are. So what you're going to do, Millicent, you're at the top of the turn. So you can you've got advantage. So you basically you can just charge in and attack them, and they can't do shit.
That's my absolute plan.
You can shoot them from you would be able to get a shot at them from where you are, but you'd be they'd have cover, so it'd be harder than normal to hit them.
I think I might as well move into the entrance at least of that area to there and fire one at this guy.
Do it.
So, I've forgotten everything. Here we go. Plus 4.
8 plus 4. 12 to hit. That's a miss. You charge in there, you stomp through. It's a little bit slippy as you come out the other side of the stream. You pull your crossbow around and you shoot the first one you see, but your footing's not quite right and it just goes wide. Next up will be Jimbo Jones. Scapes, what are you doing, my man?
Right. These are 5, aren't they?
Each square is 5. Yep. So on your little toolbar, you've got the measuring tape if you want to measure it.
Yes, it is. Well, it's a Q, isn't it?
What you can do is if you're on the pointer, you can pick your guy up, and then as you're moving, press Q, and it will. Sorry, I just.
Where was I?
There, that's fine. And then you can.
I was there.
Yeah, so you can pick your guy up, and as you move, hit Q, and it will measure it out for you.
See, 30 foot will get me in front of this dude.
Do it. That's it. Boom. Yes. You can move through your ally space. Roll to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just roll a normal one then. What's the hit one? Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm typing wrong.
Seven plus 5, 12. That's a miss, I'm afraid. You too. I think you've barged your way past Millicent. You've stormed in, and this goblin is kind of like startled and scrambling because it was sat on the floor, and it's managing to kind of just wiggle out of the way as it's grabbing its sword and stuff. Gavin, can you do any better? Burr.
Yeah, I'm gonna leg it in there as well.
Do it.
Why not? Oh, here we go. This is me and movement again. What have I done?
You're just hidden behind Millicent and just move her out of the way. There you go.
Oh, I was there.
That's all right. You've got plenty of movement.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Have I got enough? Because I'm 25, haven't I?
5. Oh, yeah,
5,
5,
10,
10, 15, 20,
20,
25.
25.
Yeah, you can get there.
I can get to
5, 10,
yeah
15, 20. You can, yeah, you can get in there. That's fine. I'll allow it.
in there.
You can get down there. You can be there, or you can be one up if you want. I don't mind.
I'll go there. I can stack diagonally, can't
Yeah,
I?
of course you
So,
can. Yeah.
New bother. So
So you're flanking this one, so I'm gonna give you advantage.
nice. And what do I roll? It's
So it'll
my
be
attack dice for my rapier. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So in the middle of your sheet, you've got your attack bonus. So it's a D20 plus whatever you've got, and you can roll that D20 twice and take the higher result.
I've rolled a D8. Sorry.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah, not that one. My D20. Oh, great. That's even better.
So I
Fuck
rolled it
me.
again because you've got advantage.
Hey.
8. That's still not good enough, is it?
It's not.
No,
Plus
plus 5.
12, 13
Yeah.
in total. You just managed to scrape it. Roll your damage.
And damage
I can't believe we both rolled 12s.
1d8 plus 3. 3 plus 3, 6.
6 points of damage, lovely. And you've also got that sneak attack damage that you can roll in there as well. So that's an extra D.
D6.
Yeah.
2.
Nice. Boop. So this one's, he doesn't know what's going on. He's scrambling away. He's being shot at. He's been charged at by this massive hulking knight. And you just come in with your rapier. And as he's scrambling up, you just get him through the neck and he goes down crying.
And can I use my...
You can use your cunning action to take a bonus action and move. Yes, you can.
And I will move away.
Yeah. So you basically use it to take a dash action, which allows you to move away.
Yeah. And I will move.
I think that's one of the options, isn't it? It's disengage, dash, or hide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds right.
There we are.
Done. Okay,
Cool.
Lisa. Millicent, should I say? Can you do any better?
I hope so. I'll try that again. Slightly more
Did you kill
frustrated
one?
this time.
Surely good.
Yeah, one's dead.
So I'll just stay in position.
Yeah, do it.
Fire again.
That's better. That'll hit.
Hey, 17
Nice roll for damage.
for damage. 8. Plus 2 is 9.
Plus 2 for 9 in total.
Yeah.
How do you kill this poor defenseless goblin that was just sitting there minding his own business, having a sandwich, talking the gossip with his mate?
Oh, now I feel bad. Just, quick and painless, hopefully, between the eyes.
Boom. Done. Dusted. Put him out of his misery. Like a dog at the vet's. Done. Put him down. Well done.
Dark.
Okay.
Oh.
So excellent. So you've done that. Into the cave of mysteries.
Wait. Can we search them just make sure there's nothing?
Yes, of course. Absolutely, you can search them. They're goblins. Again, pocket change. You find another 7 copper between them, and again on the floor next to them they had little bows and some arrows, and they both had some scimitars and shields as well. I forgot to mention that the last group also had some little wooden buckler shields. Nothing really of value.
No.
Cool.
Okay.
I think we should probably chuck these bodies into the woods though.
Chuck them into the just
Stuff
like
them
throw them
like
into
that.
them. You
Just
throw
wake
them into the woods. That's fine.
Cool.
So
Burr through that one. So yeah, far he went.
that one went. Yeet. Okay. Into the cave. I'm assuming you're going to want to go, but I'm going to say that we've been playing now for about an hour, so that's probably about done for part 1 of our show. and I need to go to the little boys' room. So we'll pick back up in 5 minutes ago, I suppose.
Yeah.
Have a fag, have a
Cool.
tinkle, and hopefully everybody at home is so far enjoying the show. We've got quite a few people in again. I can't tell quite how many. I've got it up on my laptop next to me. We've got someone called Roan Phoenix, Roan_Phoenix. Some kind of conversation about an angry badger. Somebody called Flack30. Somebody else called Mellow Gibbo, who says, so you can play this but can't install Fortnite. So I'm assuming they know us. I don't know who that is.
That's my mate Craig. I've just
Apparently,
got
is
the
that
mellow
Archie?
Gibbo. Yeah.
Oh, my wife's sitting over there playing Animal Crossing. She said she thought that might be our 10-year-old, but I don't know. Someone else called Psych Unsent. It makes an interesting change of perspective seeing things on DM screen compared to the player screen in the YouTube series I've been trying to work my way through recently. So cool. And someone else called Chusel D. That might be my friend David, Luke's brother. So it's cool. We've got some people. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be back. So please don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Silent.
No, yeah, I thought it was just me. I thought I had this great idea. I couldn't get the music to work, so I thought, I know, I'll play the music on my phone, on my mic, but I don't know if my mic was working. So, oh no, they said, yeah, music. There we go, it did work. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
I didn't hear it.
No, because my mic wasn't being picked up by Roll20. But we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of the D&D show. Good wee, everyone?
Yeah.
A satisfying wee.
Satisfying
Wonderful.
wee. Cool. So we can just go back into it.
Uh-oh.
Gavin, you went to ask me a question a moment ago. How can
No,
I...
it's all good.
All
Not
good?
fine.
Cool.
Yep.
So, suppose we just go straight back into it. Quick recap. You've followed the trail up from the goblin ambush, hunting down Gundren and Sildar, and you've come across a cave entrance where you've ambushed. This time you've got the ambush on a couple of goblins, and pretty efficiently took them out. It did take you a couple of turns to do so. Unfortunately, the surprise round was largely wasted, but you still managed to get the drop on them and take them before they were able to do anything at all. So here we are, guys. We're back into it. So what do you like to do? Don't worry too much about moving your pieces around. If you just tell me where you want to go, and I'll clear it off. And if we get to a combat bit, then we can move the pieces up. Otherwise, yeah, you threw the goblins in the bushes. Are you going to go in deeper?
I think we must.
I think
Yeah.
we do.
Cool.
I think, do we want to go in formation, or do we want to have a scout, or what?
Good question. I would, as always, like to stay back because
I do have. I seem to remember having something about seeing in the dark quite well.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Is that
dwarf,
right?
aren't you?
Yeah. So half elf, Millicent, and a dwarf, hill dwarf, Burr. You may be able to see in the dark.
Dark vision, 60 feet.
Cool. So you can see in the dark. Half elf, Millicent, can you see in the dark?
Yeah. Dark,
Yeah. So it's just poor old Scapes. The
I can't see nothing.
can't see anything.
So I guess it's.
So I'd assume that you probably want Burr to kind of maybe scout a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can always give you light once we know what we're doing.
If you need it, it's not quite pitch black, so you'll be able to see a couple of feet in front of you. So if you stay close up the rear, then you should be able to see them.
Yeah, I'll stay close to Millicent, so she starts fighting. I know to fight.
Cool. Okay. So,
should we let him go? What, 15 foot ahead?
If that's what you want to do.
Sounds good.
What'd you say, Bert? What do you reckon?
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Move ahead.
Okay, cool. Right. So don't worry about moving your pieces too much just at this moment in time. As you come up to into the entrance, let me just explore that for you. As you go in, it does get steeper. You can see that this is a ever so slight incline going up here, and there's a tunnel going off there. And you'll also see what Millicent heard earlier on in here.
Heard.
Okay. So in there are some wolves that are tied up to a stalagmite from the ground. I believe it's called.
Yep, tights go down.
Tights
Might
go
go
down. Mights go up. So
Everyone
they're all
knows the
chains. So there's a like a bolt, and they're all chains in there, and they are gnawing on some bones. Okay. Just inside the cave mouth, a few uneven stone steps lead up to a small, dank chamber on the east side of the passage. The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end and is filled with the stench of animals, savage snarls, and the sounds of rattling chains greet your ears where 3 wolves are chained up inside the opening. Each wolf's chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of a stalagmite. There you go. So that's what you see if you get up to about there, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can, at the moment, they can't get to you. They haven't really noticed you as much yet. But what do you wish to do?
What do you think, guys? Do we think these are a threat
Burn them.
as they're chained up?
Depends how long the chains are.
Yeah.
Depends if you want to
Well,
explore that room or if you want to keep them going.
Yeah. See, because there looks like there might be a little hole at the back of the room. I don't want to get up there and then find a load of wolves somewhere else, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good spot. Let me just explore that a little bit for you. So there does appear to be, from where you are, it does appear to be like it's all gravelly. What looks like an old burnt-out fire. You can just about see there because you've got the good dark vision going on. You can see lots of rubbish piled up in there: bones, apple cores, bits of, like just rubbish and stuff like that. Old bits of food. But you can see that maybe it might go up or up, like there might be a chimney there going up.
Okay. Do you think we should take these out then?
I'm not sure. We need to do something with them, don't we? Because they're going to make noise.
Yeah, they might notice us going past.
They're guard dogs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, it's either we keep them quiet, because if we attack, they're going to start barking or howling.
Yeah. Well, we ain't going to get in that room without them howling. Yeah.
The chains are quite short, so they can only just really get around that stalagmite. They can't. So if you're safe from where you are, you reckon you can go in and have a look, see if there's anything in there.
Do you know what we could do? We could just set an ambush and make the wolves make noise. See if anyone comes.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah.
Right, we could hide in the rubbish.
Hide outside.
We could hide in that rubbish.
Inside the cave?
Well, I mean, they'd be barking, but if we're inside the rubbish, anyone comes down, we'd cut them up.
Bottleneck them in. I like it.
Sounds like an idea. Are we going to get in there without setting off those dogs, though?
Probably not. So maybe if we're going to do it, we kind of got to commit once we're in the room. You know what I mean?
Well, that is the commotion, I suppose, isn't it? Fighting the dogs.
Yeah. So we need to run in and hide in the detritus.
And I'll tell you what. If they're tied up, did you say they're tied up or chained up?
Chained. As
a shame, because see, once those people came in, if they started going for the people, we could have let them off. But I don't know if we're going to pull that off, to be honest. But I still say, just jump in the rubbish, hide, and attack whoever comes. That's just because it will be fun or funny.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah. So
Is it possible, God?
Sorry, go for it. What was the question? I was just reading the book.
is it possible to do that? Run in there and hide in the rubbish?
You can certainly try, yeah. I mean, they're starting to take notice of you as you're outside, kind of discussing whether or not you want to go in or stay outside. So they have started to take notice of you, and they're growling a little bit, but they're not, they can't get at you.
So it's yes or no now, then, basically.
So it's up to you.
Let's do it.
They're starting to.
Let's go.
Do it.
Okay.
Dive into the.
I'm going to try and run
Rubbish.
past them.
Okay. As you try and run past them, they do go for an attack.
Okay.
They could try and bite at you. So let's just go for. One of them's around the back, so a couple of them. So who ran in closest to them just first? Then
Me.
Gavin up the top. Yeah, Burr. So
Oh, should I move my guy, or was that on purpose?
that's okay. So as you run past them, they try and bite at you, and one of them is going to hit you. Unfortunately, let me just find their stats. Unprepared. Unprepared is not very professional. A bite attack. So it's going to hit you. But the other one snaps and misses for 6 points in total against Burr. You've managed to get past them. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to decide what you want to do, or we'll go into combat. We'll go into roll to initiative. So it's really up to you whether you want to try and calm them down, or whether you want to just try and slaughter these dogs or run away or what. But they're going at you and they're rattling those chains. They're trying to get at you. They're growling and they are starting to bark and pull at those chains. Those chains are really, really rattling.
I think the aim is to make noise, but for us to try and hide.
Yeah.
At the back of the cave, hopefully.
Also, can I just quickly lay on hands on birds and heal him?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah, so I'll heal him for all of them now. So they'll be fresh.
Okay. So what did I lose there anyway?
6 points.
6.
Well, okay. So I'm back up to 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So they're all pulling those chains. One of them looks like it's about to come loose.
Right. I think we're going to have to take these dogs out then, aren't we?
Try and placate, whatever the word is. Yeah, you could try offering some food, make an animal handling check. You could try to calm them down in some way and distract them.
We're going to try tackling a mistake or something.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
You've got rations, so I mean, the rations would be for like long distance. It'd be like dried meats and bits of bread and stuff. But you can try.
Yeah. I'm going to chuck a bit of jerky on the floor to the far side of the cave.
Go for
just
it.
To stop that one from pulling on its chain. When you say go for it, what am I doing?
You roll an animal handling check to see whether you can placate one of them. That's the wrong word, but I'm going to keep on using it. 13 plus?
Plus 2.
15.
Yep.
So the one that was really pulling at those chains at you is nearly coming loose. Is really close to you. You throw a little bit of dried meat down at him, and he takes it and he does sit down. He paws on it and he starts nibbling at it. The others are still going at you, but so far they are not successful at all in trying to pull away. The other one, for now, is slightly distracted. For how long? Who knows?
Are they barking?
Yeah, they're growling and barking and maybe not howling, but they're snarling more. They're wolves. They're not really barking as such. It's more like a.
Do you want to check the other end of this passage, Bert?
Right. So when you're at that end, if you can see, that is a chimney that goes directly up, straight up. You could possibly climb up it if you wanted to. It's filled with rubbish and detritus, and like I said before, like bits of rotten meats and bones and stale bits of bread and apple cores and things like that.
Nothing interesting.
No.
Oh well.
But
now we seem to be
in theory climb up.
Wolfstead.
Yeah.
Or you can kill the wolves. You could try and free them. You could let them go. You could just run back past them. You could try and throw some, like I said, loads of meats up, maybe up in the corner and get back out. Or, like I said, you can just slaughter some defensive animals.
Yeah, I think we should try throwing some more jerky in there. What's your animal handling like, Scapes?
It's just +1. It's not
Yeah,
great.
same here.
Do we want to climb up and see what's up here, or do we want to? I could chuck some more jerky at them if you want to check at the top of the thing. Can he? I don't know how much is a climb.
If you stick your head up there, you won't see much. But one of the guys with dark vision see it's quite high, maybe about 30 feet. You could it's big enough that you could all climb up it, but would require some skill checks.
Yeah.
Especially
the
when
thing is, right,
potentially
this,
you've got wolves nipping at your heels.
this tunnel is going up there, isn't it?
Yeah. As we came into the cave entrance, we've seen the rest of where this, like, we've seen the direction that the stream goes.
Yep, it's going up,
And
it is going ever so slightly up as you go in. There's a slight gradient, yeah, and you did see some steps as well as you went in. As it bent round the corner, it does start to go up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I can do as well is if we were to go up this and try and climb it, I can bless us, which would give you guys a D4 each to use on a saving throw, say if we didn't get it. So I could bless the journey, so to speak.
Okay.
But that's just, whatever you decide, that's also an option.
So what you're saying? We should see what's going on up this chimney, yeah?
Well, I think this is going up this chimney. Is going up to where they chuck all their crap down in the main hall. So I've got a feeling if we can get up there quietly, it's whether we can actually get up there or not. That's the thing.
All right.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
But I'm thinking we're going to come out right round near their dinner table. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. I'll start trying to climb.
Can I bless you? Can I just say a short prayer?
Of course.
Okay, Eonway, please protect us and getting our money back from these scroungy, horrible bastards. Amen.
Lovely.
Amen.
So you are blessed. As you're doing that blessing, however, another one of these wolves manages to yank his thing free, and he's now going to go and attack you. So I will roll initiative because this one.
Amazing.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Ooh, 6. Oh, I'm telling you, but I can type it in.
Yeah, just type it in yourselves.
I remember now.
Oh.
We guys get in there. We've got what's that? 8, 3, and 4. Don't forget to add on any modifiers you've got as well on your sheet for your initiative too.
Yeah. Mine's actually -1.
Awesome.
I'm not just don't really like to take the lead.
The hand of justice is strong and true and a bit slow.
Yeah, that's right.
+3. So 8 +3.
But you're on 11, yeah? Just fix that. Okay, cool. So yeah, one of them's just yanked itself free and it's coming at you. But you've got an opportunity to try and do something, Gavin. So again, like before, you could try to maybe try and distract it quickly, or you can attack it.
Chuck a chair.
Yeah, I'm just going to attack it. Get rid of these wolves. Yeah, I'll chuck some detritus at it. Right. D20. 10 plus
5.
5.
That's a hit.
Yep. And damage.
D8 plus
D8.
3.
Plus 3.
4 points. Okay.
Okay.
didn't like it, but it's still coming at you.
Yeah.
This one at the back is pulling on its chains, but it can't get to you. And then this one can't. I'm gonna say can't quite get you where it is. It's the one. This one is the one that you already have fed at the top here, and it's finishing the food off, realizing that its friend, pack member has just been attacked, and it gets up, it goes, lunges at you. It broke off of its chain last time already, didn't it? It did, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does manage to come in for a nip at you, Gav. Burr. So it will actually get you, because it's. Didn't realize how close it was to. Yeah. So it will come into this corner here and do you for another 3 plus 2, 5 points of damage. Another bite at you. You pissed him off. Millicent.
Okay.
Innocent animals, my ass, mate.
I'll try and get a bolt into this one's face. It's a little smiley face. That's 4. 13.
So 9 plus, sorry.
4. 13.
13. That's a hit.
Roll all the way.
Which one are you shooting at? The one that's Burr already hit, or the one at the back?
I was looking for just line of sight, really. Oh no, yeah, the furthest
well,
one
you
away.
can move. I mean, you could just take a step out there and shoot
Okay.
the one at the back there is still tied up. So at the moment,
Oh yeah,
isn't a threat.
with you. Okay, yeah, so definitely I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Roll for damage.
Shit.
1 2, so 6 points of damage.
4 for 6 points of damage. Doesn't like it. You get it right in the shoulder, and its bolt is sticking out, but it's still hanging in. It's now its turn to go back, and it doesn't know what to do really, whether or not to go and bite Gavin, which is what it was originally intending on doing. But I think you've distracted that shot. It's going to come down and try and bite you back. So that will be that'll be a natural 20.
Oh, these fucking wolves are rolling well.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad. So natural 20. So let's go with the rules as written. I'll roll my dice twice. So it's going to be 12 points of damage as it jumps up at you and bites you in the wrist. And you still kind of got you got a crossbow, so you got your crossbow out, and it's jumped up and bit your arm. Oh no!
Wait, was that me?
That was you, Millicent. 12 points.
Shit, sorry. I thought someone else did that.
No. Scapes. This wolf just jumped in front of you and bit your friend.
Yeah. Okay. What can I use can I use a lay on hands on Millicent
You can.
and still attack?
No, that would be your action.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to attack this bitch then. To be honest with you.
What spells did you take?
I've got the ones that I've got preps are bless, cure wounds, or divine favour. So I've got a cure wounds.
That's an action.
Well.
There's another one, healing word, which I think is a bonus. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think cure wounds is an action.
Well, yeah.
Don't worry about me just yet. I've got some stuff.
You're all right for now, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I own you a little bit of healing as well. So yeah. So I'd like to go right for the back left leg of this fucking wolf here.
Just roll to hit. See if you can get it.
What is it? A roll plus what?
So D20 plus whatever your modifier is on your sheet. It's probably a 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah, hit DC. Yeah, that's right.
You hit it.
Got 1d8 plus 3.
You kill it. It's only got 1 hit point left. So it's just about how much you kill it. 7. Nice. Yeah. You go for that back leg and you pretty much just crush. You cut it in half and it dies.
Can I move 5 foot as a?
Yes, you absolutely can. Yeah, let me just
Right,
move it to the background because otherwise it will.
Can I move there, please?
Yeah.
Just to get the attention of these guys.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay. You're done. Burr. So there's another one, the one that actually bit you last time, just to your north.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to attack.
Growling and shouting at you, barking.
He's going to get a slap with my rapier.
That's a hit. Nice.
That is a hit. Plus my D8. 5 plus 3.
8 points. Nice. You stab it in the neck. Down with your rapier. Still standing.
Is it still alive?
Still
Can I
alive.
use my sneak attack?
So for the sneak attack, you need to have advantage on the roll, which
Okay.
you don't have at this time
I
because it's
don't
not
know.
flanked. No. Okay. Do you want to use anything else, or use your cunning
I can
action
use
to
my cunning
disengage?
action, can't I, to disengage? So that means I just move, yeah?
Yeah. So you can just move. You can go through a friendly space when you disengage.
So
Just check on here, and we'll use the compendium so that our watchers, viewers, disengage. Just check what that means. So if you take disengage action, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn. Yeah, so you can just move. You can do that. Yeah, so basically you would go sort of past Burr around the back of the stalagmite and get out there. That's fine. Okay. This wolf is still technically chained. Still is chained, but he's now close enough to bite Burr. So that would be a miss. It snaps at you, but the chain's just put on it. It can't quite get at you. Can't really do anything else. This one here will come down and try and bite you in the back.
You meant escapes, didn't you?
Escapes, sorry, yeah, not Burr, sorry. And that's going to miss because your AC is ridiculously high. Even with advantage because it's behind you, it's still going to miss you, unfortunately.
It's going to break some teeth on your armour.
So that brings up Millicent.
I'm just going to dump a nice Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So that gives me a D8 plus 5. So 10.
Hey.
Nice. You gonna move?
Not so bad.
There's not much. There's many places you can really go.
I'm sticking to the wall.
Okay. So you. So that puts escapes up. One in front of you, one behind you.
I'm going for the one that isn't chained up.
So the one behind you. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. That'll
17.
do it. Finish him.
D10, isn't it? Sorry.
D8.
Yeah. Oh, D8's just one-handed though.
I'm assuming you're using
it. Oh yeah,
one.
cool. Yes,
You've got your shield.
Yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah. 11.
Oh, again.
Nice.
You just kind of swing round. It went to bite you last time and missed you, and as you noticed it, you've just swung round, chopped off, and you didn't even look where you was hitting. Really, you just used sheer strength just to break its back, crushes it. Burr, you're up.
Right.
Let's see. You want to do anything else? James, did you want to move or do anything?
Have I got a disengage? Have I?
You don't have a disengage.
I can move.
You can move. You'll incur an attack of opportunity, but you could also. I don't know if you've got any bonus actions. You can do anything.
Oh no. Actions, spells, or anything? No.
Okay, that's fine. So you're just going to plant yourself down there. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Burr, Gavin, you're up.
Yep. I'm going to duck into here and then attack
Nice.
the wolf.
You will have advantage on this roll. You flanked it. So you roll your 2 d20s, take the higher result.
2 d20s.
Nice. So you take the higher, which is the natural 20.
Yes.
Just roll a
What's
natural
that?
20 and a natural 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Could
pretty
not be more.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well done.
And
So roll your dice. So you've got a D8.
d8. 3 plus 5.
Is 8.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, as we discussed last game, I will give you the full 8 for the critical dice roll. So you just sneak up on it. It's distracted. It's trying to get at escapes that it can't get at him, and you just come in and you just sneak right up it, and you don't know, where do you stab it? Straight up the pooper. You just spear it. You just spear it right up the backside.
What's the bad?
Because it's kind of like that, and you just spear it right up there.
Mhm.
Nice. He's dead.
Is it dead? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Done. Out of combat. So you can go back to your plans now.
How much noise did that all make?
We didn't get attacked yet, did we?
Pardon?
No, yeah.
Do you think we should hide in the rubbish one more time?
I think we just, I'm saying pursue our whatever we're going to do.
I think that we need to get into that tunnel and we need someone to go up there and peek their head over.
Right.
I'm happy to give that a go.
Up the chimney, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go investigate. There's not enough rubbish that all 3 of you could hide under it, unfortunately. If that was your original plan, that wouldn't really kind of work. But you could definitely try and sneak yourself up the chimney if you wanted to, or you could go out back up the tunnel and try and explore somewhere else.
Go on, I'll give you a leg up.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Well, it's Burr's choice because he's the one who's got to do it.
Brilliant. Okay, so you can certainly try and climb up, but I will need a check. So that would be.
Can I just say I just want to stand at the bottom while he's climbing, so if he does have to let go, I can catch him.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll have to do an acrobatics check or an athletics check, or.
That's right.
Yeah.
So athletics. Athletics or I don't know. I don't really know if you can climb up there acrobatically. I think it would be athletics.
Okay. Right. So roll a d20 for that.
Roll
yeah.
D20. Add on your athletics.
6 plus 1 is 7.
How long does the bless last for? What was the bless?
It lasts
for 1 minute.
Oh.
Is it gone, Blue?
Okay, so somebody said that you were going to give him a foot up. So you could try and give him a foot up, and you just can't. You scramble, and you just can't get a foot in up there, and you just slip back down. But that's about it. You can try again.
Sorry, Luke, we was asking about
giving it another go.
Bless.
The bless, what's the question?
How long is it supposed to last?
It should be
set is 1 minute.
1 minute. So yeah, you're still just about there, and the combat each round 6 seconds. You used 1 round, so you're fine.
So what does the bless do?
Means you can add.
It adds the one before.
To any roll.
Sorry, thank you.
To any saving throw or wait, let me just check it.
Okay, I think it is.
Makes an attack whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends.
Oh, okay.
It is a saving throw technically, isn't it?
No, it's not a skill check. So it wouldn't be applicable to this situation. So I'll allow you to say that you.
Which is why I used it.
Yeah, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll say you didn't cast that because you'd have known it wouldn't mean any good in this situation.
We're learning.
That's fine. So you can save that for another time.
Yeah, I'll give him a leg up.
Yeah, so you're going to try again? Get another leg up? So it goes that D20 roll again. I'll give you advantage on that
Good
first
point.
roll. Maybe I should have done this last time. If you're getting assisted this first time, then you can have advantage on this roll.
Right. Okay. So I'm rolling again. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, it's your decision.
Another 6.
Another 6.
Yeah.
You've got advantage though.
And you got advantage, so roll again.
It's another
11.
That's
6.
better. So yeah, so with
Amazing.
with Scape's giving you this leg up this time, you managed to, you know where you went wrong last time. You look around, you find a handhold, you pull yourself up, and you do move up there a bit, but not very difficult. So basically, not a lot rather. So basically, you move half your speed up there. So if your speed is 25,
Yeah.
you would move. It's half your speed rounded down. So
12 and a half.
12
So
and a half.
10.
Then we'll say
12 and a half.
sort
12.
of 10, 12
I
feet.
just
up.
realised we're giving a leg up to the dwarf to go
You're-
up the thing.
Yeah.
You're
Surely I threw him up there.
so good. It's some kind of pub name in there somewhere. So you're about halfway.
Right.
I think.
So I'm halfway up the chimney.
Yeah. So it climbs up 30 feet, and you're about 10 foot. So you're about a third of the way. Sorry.
Jeez, it's not far.
So you can keep climbing now if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Might as well keep going.
Okay. So roll another d20.
I'm just going to keep an eye on the doorway to the cave.
Okay.
Just as a point of order.
Another 6. Can't we?
6. What's your modifier on that?
+1.
So 7 in total. Okay. You just you can't find any good place to grip. You try and pull yourself. You slip a little bit, but you manage to stay pretty much put. You don't go anywhere.
Okay. Might as well keep trying to go then.
Keep going. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a while. This is
16.
good.
Yay.
Hey, there we go. So again, you managed to move another sort of 10 feet. You reckon that you're nearly there. You're 2/3 of the way up.
Nearly there. Okay. Yeah. 7
So
plus 1, 8.
again, it's just you try and rush it, can't quite find where you're going. You slip a little bit, but you manage to hold on to your original handheld. You don't fall, you don't go, you kind of stay still. You can try again if you want. I mean, I'm sure this is very exciting
18.
airwaves, but
Yeah, I think I've got a roll 18. It must have done it by now.
that would do it. Yeah, so you do manage to get up the last bit. You climb up top into, you can see an opening into another room from there. Just going to put you there, and then let's just open this up for you. So what you can see in there is another room. Right in front of you is, let's have a look. Let's see what you can see. So there's a couple of stalagmites in there right in front of you, blocking your view to really anything that you can see. You can roll me a perception to see what you can see. What you can see is firelight. There is a campfire in this room, and you can hear some talking and grumbling. What languages do you speak?
Languages only Common and Dwarvish.
Okay, yeah, so you don't recognise any of the language being used in there. It's sounds quite nasty, kind of rough, and but you don't quite. You might recognise it, but but you can't understand it. If you roll me a perception, and I'll show you what you can see, because at the moment you're just I mean, have you scrambled right into the room, or are you just peeking your head up over?
I'm just peeking my head up at the
Okay.
moment.
Right.
Okay, so perception +3. So I need to roll a d20 again, yeah?
Yeah, just to see whether you can.
12.
12. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. So you can see quite clearly past those stalagmites from looking at it. There's a campfire in the middle of the room, lighting up the room. You can hear talking, but you only see one person. Now, what you see, you would know instantly, because everybody knows what they are, as a bugbear. So a bugbear is kind of like a big hairy goblin. They're covered in like their hair is more like bristles like porcupine. They're quite thick, pointy hairs. Let me see if I've got some art to show you here.
Is there a lion in the way as well?
That
Does that
there
make
is a wolf, but it's a big wolf, bigger than the ones that you saw down the bottom, and it's just sitting there, kind of sleeping by the fire. And this character at the back here, the bugbear, is talking to something in the north of the room that you can't quite see. And but like I said, you can't tell what they're saying, unfortunately. Right. Again, try something. Shift Z. Don't know if that works. I can never remember how to do that. Don't think it did. I'm going to stick it on the screen for you, and then make it bigger. I'll put it.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
If you can see that fella, that's what it looks like. So you see, it's hairy, but it's thick hair. It's like a massive goblin, basically. Muscly, brutish.
Goblin king.
Yeah, and they're tall. It's like 6 foot tall, and it's sitting in a makeshift throne, basically. You can just about make out next to it some what looks like crates and stuff like that. And like I said, there's fire burning.
Okay. Can I call down to my companions,
You can
or will that's going to alert someone knowing it? I don't
do
want to be.
anything you want. It's the beauty of the
Hmm.
game. Do
I
you
don't like the look of it. I think there's this wolf big. Those 3 wolves gave us enough shit, and that bugbear looks like a big boy. I'm going to climb back down.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yep.
kind of feel like
Do I
this
need
was
to do an action to do that?
Yep, you can do that. Make a couple of rolls just to make sure you don't slip and fall.
Yeah.
Just for fun, shits and giggles.
Yeah. 11.
Yep, you move 10 feet. Give me another one. Move another
14.
10 feet, and then last one. See if you could land safely.
1.
The last 10 feet you miss, and you do fall the last 10 feet, and you will. Was somebody underneath you? I believe
Yeah,
I
Escapes was underneath.
yeah.
Escapes was underneath you. So what I'm going to do is I'll split the damage. So you will take 1 point of damage each. I rolled a 2, so I'll split that between you. He softens your fall.
Yeah. Ow! Damn
Yeah.
heavy for a wolf.
They're squat fellas, aren't they? Sturdy. Little fat
Yeah.
bastards.
Yeah. Heavier than they look,
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah, that was no go, guys. There was a bugbear up there and a big ass wolf, and those guys just gave us a kicking. So
Shit.
Right, well, okay, it looks like we're going to just have to fight this out the proper way and go around the normal way. I think this is kind of a ninja entrance to this dungeon.
Perhaps
Like,
a quick
if you're
escape
all-
if we get up here.
If we were all rogues,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but as it stands, we have been pretty good at fighting.
Hmm.
It may even
Yeah.
be worth taking that short rest. I know it sounds silly. We can just make some wolf noises. They can think it's us. No,
I feel like bottleneck trying to attract some
No,
attention
yeah.
down here is still not a bad idea. I don't know.
I mean, like, how much
Yeah.
damage has anybody really taken? Is it worth taking a short rest and risking getting, found?
no, that was only for my spells until I realised that I can't do that anyway. Which just happened.
I'm on 12 at the moment. My hit points.
Out of 18. You're doing okay.
Which I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Always
Can he
doing
just,
okay until
like-
you're not.
Oh yeah, because now we'd actually have to climb back up there. And you think we've all got a rope? That would be damn hard, especially with me.
Yeah, but you've got ropes and
Yeah.
things like that. So if you get up the top stealthily, you could potentially
And
help each
drop
other
down
get
the
up.
roll, a rope. Yeah.
What I'm worried about is we attack that way, and then whatever was in the tunnel that we've managed to miss going that way is going to come running up.
Potentially.
Or do you try and do it a bit more stealthily so you know that's kind of like where, obviously, the boss is? Do you try and stealth in, see if you can find your friends? Are they then sneak out again with unseen? Or
I don't think Escapes is going anywhere stealthily.
No.
Bless him, his
No.
armor's a bit too intense for that.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah, we all say me armour, but we know what it really is. It's too many pork pies down at the local market.
Well, you don't know what's in here. You know, there's always that to bear in mind. Those wolves gave you a run for your money, a little bit.
It's
But
that
I mean,
little side
Scapes
path, isn't it?
Scapes didn't have any problem with them. It's just the other two are a bit more fleshy. But I mean, like goblins so far, you've just been slaughtering like they're nothing.
Yeah, that's why I kind of sometimes think maybe we should just like rank up and just go. Like we've got the arrows coming from behind. We've got a scout. And we've got a grand paladin. So
You've got God on your side.
yeah,
Well,
we've got
I
God on
will-
our side.
My vote is that we can always run away, which is
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That'll be my trademark catchphrase for this campaign. Can always run away.
Make Neverwinter.
So let's just go for
do
it,
it.
and then if we get into some scrapes, then
Scapes will sort it.
what are we here to do? We're here to try and rescue these fuckers. So
To make Neverwinter great again. That's what
let's do it.
I can see the baseball caps already.
Yeah. So should we get back into the formation we were in? Was that the plan? I forget what we'd said.
I reckon with 15. I reckon with Burr 15 foot ahead, scouting it out in a stealthy manner.
Yeah.
And obviously I've got to stay near you because my eyes are shit.
Yep. Hand on my shoulder.
Yeah, but obviously maybe kind of next to you or in front of you. No, next to you because you're the arrow person.
Yep.
So I need to be able to run forward.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So we just move him this way.
that's fine. So roll me a stealth then if you're going to go out stealthy.
Yep. Stealth. Mm. 6.
6. Okay. And you're sticking so about 15 feet in front of everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically, as you go up towards round about where this bend is, you can see a bit further. You do have that 60-foot dark vision. So the main patch of the cave mouth climbs steeply upward, and the stream's plunging and splashing down its west side. In the shadows, a side passage leads west across the other side of the stream, which you can see there, over here, basically.
Away from the Balrog.
In the shadows of the north, you can see just roll me a perception.
That is +3. 10.
10. So you see this bridge coming across the top there, as you can see, from east to west. So the path goes under it, and that stream is going down from it. The further you get up there, the louder you hear the crashing of the water. It's getting louder and louder, like a waterfall coming from the top of this cave. What do you do?
Our men are on that bridge, across the bridge to the left.
Sorry?
What are you doing?
Well, you're yeah, that's you.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out in a minute.
Sorry, so you see what I've revealed for you. There's this bridge going from east to west there,
Yeah.
across there, and the passage across there. And as you climb up, it's getting steeper here, and the water is running down, and you can hear it splashing and stuff as it comes down. The further you get up, the louder you can hear it pooling like a waterfall coming from the back of the cavern somewhere. What do you do?
I'll just carry on up the path, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you guys.
We're a little bit
Yeah.
behind.
Okay. And you guys are all going stealthily, I assume. So everybody
Yeah.
give me some stealth checks.
Oh dear.
+3. I rolled
8
plus
total.
3, 9.
Okay, thank you. What's that? 4 plus something and 8, and then another something 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this,
My total's 8, but I don't know if that.
okay. So you hear everyone roll me perception. That bridge, by the way, is about 20 feet above. So in the shadows of the ceiling to the north, you can just make out that dim shape. There's a rickety bridge of wood and rope crossing over the passage ahead of you, and another passage intersects this one. It's about 20 feet above the floor.
18 total.
Yeah, 18 for me.
Okay, nice. You can hear crashing of the water, splashing of the water. It's getting louder and louder. And you're moving yourselves up, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we?
So the passage is suddenly filled with an almighty roar, and a huge surge of rushing water pours down from above in the rest of that cavern, just before you bend that corner. I need you all to make a saving throw. Dexterity. To see what you're going to do. Can you cling on? It's coming for you. It's going to crash and it's going to knock you and wash you out.
Nice.
7 total.
22.
Okay. And Scape's got a 12. And Millicent messed that one up. Okay. So the flood threatens all creatures in the tunnel. So any 10 feet. Yeah. Okay, so Scapes, you managed to grab on. You don't know what, you kind of dig your sword down and you kind of make yourself an anchor, and this water crashes into you. And it's splashed in your face and you're struggling to breathe, but it's pulling at you and you're just holding on to, gripping something on the wall. You're not quite sure what you've managed to grab hold of, but you have managed to grip hold of something. Unfortunately, Millicent, you're not so quick and agile. If you can roll me a strength saving throw to see if you two can grab on something as you're getting washed down. And Gavin, I'll come to you in a second.
No worries.
11, no modifier.
No, so unfortunately you do just get completely washed out. You're knocked prone and you get washed all the way out of the cave. You are also, this is really strong, you're also going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you get scraped and scraped and scraped all the way out until eventually you land outside and the water's just washing over you. Scapes, you're okay. And also, I've just moved you all the way out of the cave. Scapes, you're okay. You managed to save. So did you, Gavin. But I am going to move you back a little bit because you wouldn't have got that far when this came crashing down. All right. So again, I'm just going to put it better to make it a bit more reasonable because I know that you were about 15 feet behind. Okay. But yeah, the water's splashing into you, pulling at you, but you managed to keep still. You kind of wedge yourself against the wall, you grab on stuff. It's hard, but you do manage to survive.
I can't see anything.
What do you mean you can't see anything?
No, not in real life.
Right, so I suppose I better go back.
And at, I think, at nearly 5 to 11, that's about as good a place as any to end and find out what happens next week.
Very soggy.
Dun, dun, dun.
There we go. Yeah, find out what happens next week. Do you know where'd that come from? Where did the water come from? What happened? Why?
Didn't expect that.
Yes. So there we go. You've explored some of this cave. Obviously, somebody's maybe has spotted you, and there's some kind of trap that they've set off, but you don't know. You've still got other places to explore from where you can see. Obviously, above the bridge, you've got 2 ways there, to either side. And one would assume the pathway as it goes round to the right would probably take you to that bridge. And there's also this pathway over here you've yet to explore. And obviously something knows that you're there. So what you want to do, have a think about it. We'll find out next week. Boom, boom, boom. So otherwise, thank you very much everybody for joining us. All the people at home. I think we've had a solid sort of 10 viewers all night, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
I don't know how many exactly, because 13 I think we've got at the moment. Looking at though, to be fair, one of them's me, so 12 maybe. But yeah, brilliant. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. It's rough around the edges. We're still all learning as we go along, so there's going to be a lot of talking about rules as we slow the game down, and we're trying to learn Roll20. But stick with us because we're going to get a lot faster as we go along. Guys, how do you think it went?
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, great.
Not smoother tonight. Cool. Enjoy it?
Too quick.
Too quick, it flew by. But
Yeah,
I
it
think
went
last
very
week we
quick.
went all the way through to sort of like 11:30. I was like, I don't want to do that
Yeah.
again tonight.
Yeah.
I thought before we get into what's probably going to be another combat, spoilers, probably best to stop it now because otherwise we'll end up going on for like another hour. So thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate it. So some sign-offs for everyone. I've been Luke. I've been your GM tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Lukey_baby86, or you can find the show at Show DnD. We're also on Facebook at Show DnD. And YouTube Show DnD as well, I think. So please do check out this video. I'll get uploaded to YouTube as well. So if anybody does want to watch it, and hopefully I've fixed the thingy so it should stay on Twitch for a week. I think it can only stay archived for about 14 days. I mean, you have to have a certain amount of people subscribed before you can keep stuff on there indefinitely. So if anyone hasn't already subscribed to the channel, please do. I sound like one of those YouTubers, click like, subscribe, but we're not making any money of this. It's all just for fun. But thank you anyway. Gavin, let's go the other way this time.
Yeah. Twitter is Gavlar666, and you can find me on Instagram if you want to look at my stupid photos and stuff like that. It is, I believe, one moment. I'll tell you that one. Jeez. It is Gavlar666 Beer and Beards.
Beer and beards.
Beer and beards.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Jimbo.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I'm just
That's
here.
cool.
Exclusive.
You want to speak to James? You find us at Show D&D.
I'll send it to you.
Lisa?
You can find me on Twitter at @the_energy.
Cool.
And everything else is there. So.
And of course, you know, like if you want to send us any messages, please do. Like on YouTube and so leave any comments, any reviews would be great. I'm hoping at some point when I pull my finger out to try and edit this into podcast format as well. We'll talk about that more in the future, just because, you know, because I'm bored and don't know anything else to do, really. But I know personally I like to listen to podcasts when I'm on the go, so it'd be cool to kind of, it's free to do it, so why the hell not? So have a quick snout through the chat. Sean's still there. He's posted a little picture in the chat. I think that might even actually be his face with a little thumbs up. That's cool. Lucaroo, thank you. Shusel D, who again I think is David, but I'm not sure. Thank you. Psych Unsent. Don't know who you are. Maybe I do. Don't know. But thank you for tuning in. And Thack30 says it's a good session. And Psych Unset says looking forward to tuning in again as well. So we've got a couple of friends out there, even if it is just our nan, and that's cool.
Yay.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
stick around for the after party. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Later.